Okay, it's week 2. It's a new process of Marian consecration from a different saint, Saint Maximilian Kolbe. So, hope all from St. Louis is sitting well with you. And I'll begin on our next saint's advice. This week we'll focus on the example and the words of the 20th century apostle of Marian consecration, St. Maximilian Kolbe. Kolbe knew well de Montfort Marian's teachings and spoke enthusiastically about it. In formulating his own expression of true devotion to Mary, he not only deepened several of de Montfort's insights, but added new ideas from his own contemplation of the mystery of Mary. Before we turn to his Marian teaching, let's first get to know the man. So, who are you, Saint Maximilian? If we were to ask the saint this question in an interview, we might be disappointed, at least initially. With gentleness and humility, he would probably reply, "Now that question is not so important. What's really important is this one. Who are you, O Immaculate Conception?" This answer shouldn't disappoint us if our goal of the interview were to get to know St. Maximilian, for his answer actually tells us a lot about him. In fact, one great passion of his life was to come to know the mystery of Mary, particularly as she revealed herself to St. Bernadette of Lourdes. I am the Immaculate Conception. Why did she call herself the Immaculate Conception? Isn't her name Mary? Tomorrow we'll begin to reflect on this intriguing mystery. Today let's see what, in our hypothetical interview, Kolbe would have answered. Who is St. Maximilian Kolbe? He is known by many titles: Martyr of Charity, the Saint of Auschwitz, founder of Militia Immaculata, Apostle of Mary, patron saint of the 20th century. But before all this, he was just Raymond Kolbe, who in 1894 was born into a poor Polish family. And from the beginning, one wouldn't have guessed he'd eventually be a great saint. In fact, one day his mother was so frustrated with his behavior that she yelled at him in exasperation, "Raymond, what will become of you?" This bodes well for most of us, right? I'm sure. My mum for a lot of my life told me that you're not living out your potential. So it's good to know even saints worry their mothers. This shook the boy to his core. Filled with grief, he immediately turned to Mother of God, asking her, "What will become of me?" Then he went to church and repeated the question. The future saint recounted what happened next. Then the Virgin Mother appeared to me, holding in her hands 2 crowns, one white and one red. She looked at me with love, and she asked if I would like to have them. The white meant that I would remain pure, and the red that I would be a martyr. I answered yes, I wanted them. Then the Virgin looked at me tenderly and disappeared. The white crown of purity came first. Raymond confirmed himself in it when, as Brother Maximilian, he professed religious vows, one of which was for chastity. But his purity was not just of the body. There is another kind of purity, purity of intention. I feel this is the most important one, especially these days. Purity of intention. A person practices purity of intention when he directs his thoughts, words, and actions not to himself or another creature, but divine purpose or mission, and ultimately to God, for the greatest good of one and all. Perhaps because of his natural intensity and passion, Kolbe felt a particularly strong desire to give himself to a specific mission or goal. One of his classmates in the minor seminary relates, he often said that he desired to consecrate his entire life to a great idea. Kolbe's great idea eventually crystallized into what he called Militia Immaculata, which he started in 1917 with 6 of his fellow seminarians. The MI, as they called it, truly was a great idea, at least in the sense of its ambition. Its goal was nothing less but to bring the whole world to God through Christ under the generalship of Mary Immaculate, and to do so as quickly as possible. Fulfilling this mission through obedience to God's will in union with Mary Immaculate was Kolbe's entire concern, his pure intention. And he sacrificed everything for its accomplishment, which brings us to the Red Crown. in 1941. After decades of incredibly fruitful apostolic labours in Poland and Japan, Kolbe was arrested by the Gestapo and sent to Auschwitz concentration camp. Before his arrest, his brother Franciscans had pleaded with him to go into hiding. He said he was grateful for their loving hearts but couldn't follow their advice. Later he explained why. I have a mission. The Immaculata has a mission to fulfill. That mission was to accomplish on the eve of the Feast of Mary's Assumption into heaven, when, after having volunteered to take the place of a prisoner condemned to starvation, the impatient Nazis finished Kolbe off with a lethal injection. Thus, St. Maximilian died a martyr of charity and received his second crown from his Immaculata. It's a hard-hitting ending. Today's prayer. Come, Holy Spirit, living in Mary. Make me pure in body and spirit and help me die to myself. Come, Holy Spirit, living in Mary. Make me pure in body and spirit and help me die to myself. I'm going to let that sit for today. Give you more of my thoughts for tomorrow. Okay, sending you lots of love.